This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. What do self-awareness, anxiety management, and healthy relationships have in common? They're all things you can learn in therapy, and the list doesn't end there. See what therapy can do for you at betterhelp.com/allies.
Hello. Welcome to the Easy Allies podcast. I'm Daniel Bloodworth, and I'm coming to you from Los Angeles, California. This week, I'm joined by Brad Ellis.
Hello.
Michael Damiani.
Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6.
6.
And in the control room, we've got Isla Hink
Street Fighter 6!
and Don Casanova.
Street Fighter 6.
Nice. Huber and Gabby are on the way home, but they had a great meetup in London, so thank you to everybody that joined them there.
Yeah, I saw some pictures.
Yeah, I
Very
saw
nice.
some very nice pictures from that. Fun time. The main reason they went, though, is top secret, but that also went well. I'll say that much. Went very well. Stay tuned. I have no idea. That might be months before we can show you what that is. But friends, we are here to talk about the biggest headlines in video games this week. Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6.
Got to say it.
Yeah, we did it.
Nintendo had an indie showcase. Some other indies were shown off. Dying Light 2 had a showcase today, too. Mm-hmm. Monster Hunter is doing the Pokemon Go thing.
Yeah.
Acquisitions, layoffs. It's a packed week. But before we get started, we must answer for the mistakes we made in last week's episode. Isla, begin corrections music, please.
Boop!
Actually, there's not really any hard corrections.
All right.
A couple of points made on Redfall. Someone said that the Xbox page actually said 60 frames per second before they put out that notice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm not sure if there's any way to verify that, but that's interesting. And another person pointed out that it may not be as simple as just lowering resolution. It could be capped by CPU or whatever other things going on, causing the
Yeah.
frame rates.
Yeah, I don't think it's a flip of the switch necessarily.
To get, and you need to optimize that stuff to get that performance mode running. But we'll see.
Yeah. Game's coming up.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Dead Island 2
Dead Island 2.
running pretty good, 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
A little choppy. I was playing with a guy in Spain though, so I don't know how much of that had to do with it.
Yeah,
but you know. Anyways, if you have a correction, leave it in the YouTube comments on either the public version or the patron version of this episode. Start with the word correction and leave a timestamp for the part of the video that you are correcting. End corrections music.
Boop!
Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6!
Yeah, they had like 20, 30 minute showcase and then they dropped the demo.
Yeah, which is cool.
I missed the beginning of that,
Yeah,
but
we
it seemed like
played
it was going well. They went through a lot.
So the first thing we did was the single player. What was it called? World Tour or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, the showcase started with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they showed off, like, create a character, the amount of
So
stuff
there's
you could
like
do.
a new area, not just Metro City. This
So
place
yeah,
called
you can travel the
Nashville.
world. You earn miles, you earn miles in game by doing certain activities, and then you can fly to other regions and train with other teachers, your
Got it.
masters, and learn new styles of fighting. And that's kind of like you enroll in their schools, basically.
So
And-
each one though is sort of like a little city, like Metro City.
yeah, they showed like off Italy and like it was like the Roman. There's a part where you're in the Roman Colosseum and like it was just like Capcom goofiness going on there. Yeah, they showed off a bunch of not in person, but like they showed a list of locations, and it was like
Yeah.
pretty long.
I think the Chinatown might be in Metro City.
Yes,
now,
it is.
Which Chun will be there probably.
Yeah, so I think you're just gonna go all over and meet every single character in the game.
Cool,
yeah,
because it's like take a Street Fighter 2, man. You select the character, you go in the match, the plane goes on top of the screen, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
yeah, they showed the amount of stuff you can do just in the mode. We actually played it, so we got to see what it is. Very story driven. You can go up to random NPCs and see their level and initiate fights with everyone.
Oh, okay.
And you level up. You earn stuff that you can spend on spend on skill points. I did this part. was able to like pick like increase like your throwing damage or strength or increase like your special strength. There was like a whole like little flow chart of that you could fill out as well. You can go to like vendors, you could buy food, which
Yeah,
give you like
as they saying, you can get food to buff or debuff or
temporary
heal.
or use in battle to to heal, which is really cool.
That's crazy.
The gear is not just for style; it actually improves your stats and attributes.
Everything that you wear. Okay.
Yep. So they have all that playing into
Yeah,
that
the wearable gear. They didn't say clothes.
wearable gear. Yep. And it's just you have your own character going through this stuff. The things we didn't get to try out, they definitely showed using special abilities in the world to clear obstacles and like do platforming, like to go across rooftops, stuff like that. We didn't get to try out. We did try out one of the kind of like the henchman battles where random people on the streets will just be like the Mad Gear crew will just assault you sometimes and you just got to fight back. And it was you and your anime rival. You have an anime rival in this game, which is pretty cool.
Named Bosch.
Yeah, Bosch.
Bosch.
Yeah. And it's pretty cool. Yep.
That's a good name.
And they team up with you and you fight them. And then you fight Luke at one point and you get your butt kicked. He's so much better than you.
Yeah.
Did you actually train with anyone, or was Luke the first one?
Luke's the first one. That's the introduction. Starts off by looking at your photograph and Isla's masterpiece of a creation. We'll say...
Yeah, shout out to the character creator in this game, dude.
So
you can
good.
get wild, and I appreciate that. Thanks, Capcom.
Check out my easy update this weekend. I just shot it a second ago. I maxed out every bar. I just maxed out everything.
Maxed out every.
Yeah. Even colors and
There's a lot of
sliders and
bars.
luminosity and yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
you caught a glimpse of...
Yeah, the one that you had on
monstrosity,
the stream was just like a tower for a neck.
He has like a hot
Yeah.
dog.
With just like normal size head though.
Tiny head, yeah.
Tiny head, okay.
is
And
possible.
big feet.
And big
Big feet,
thighs.
yeah.
Tiny
Yeah,
hands.
that's right.
Max thighs, max feet, max
very
neck,
Small
minimum
shins
hands,
though.
Yeah.
minimum shins, minimum forearms, yeah.
Fighting perfection.
Max buttocks.
And
Yeah.
those creations, so the other things they showed off is that your character creations can go against each other online in basically an avatar battle.
Yeah.
It's not ranked or anything, but you can just like show off your creations and fight against each other.
Including all the moves, because that's the
Yeah.
thing is they say you learn
Yeah,
special
you
moves from
progress,
all
yeah.
18 of the launch characters.
Yeah, it gets pretty comprehensive. Not in the story world tour. As you get more teachers, you get more moves. You're really going to be able to like pick a lot of different and then you get style. So you have your independent leveling, and then you have style levels as well that you're gonna depending on which like teacher you're enrolled in, and you can go with that. But also for the basics of the game, they really went out of their way to show how this game is they're trying to appeal to everyone with this
Yeah.
game. So obviously they got this big, beefy single player mode with World Tour to get like people on board with that. We don't have to play against anyone whatsoever. You just play, solo. Then they have every single character. They have training mode. Their version of their training mode, which takes you through like the basics.
Yeah.
And it's very comprehensive. It starts with like, terminology and it's like you having to demonstrate you understand stuff before it gets into the stuff we've seen in the past where it's like, here's a long combo string, try and do this. So they not only that, but they have things where you can like slow down the speed so you can like practice at a slower pace. So like you have a longer window to do that input. And as you get familiar with it, you can like up that speed until you get to like full speed. What were some of the other things they had in there? They had
they had the arcade games that are in there.
Oh yeah, we saw them play Street
They
Fighter
have the
2.
clubs where like you can create like your own uniforms and
Yeah,
logos and
that
stuff.
was sick, dude. We're gonna do that for
You're
sure.
gonna make the Easy Allies Club. You're gonna join in. That was pretty cool.
Battle damage, which seems to be only for like offline modes, where like your characters get dirty and scratched. And
yeah, we
like
did
looking
that,
like beat
yeah.
up. Yeah, we
Yeah.
noticed that when we did we did
played
some
it,
offline
did some of that. It
matches.
was cool.
Yeah, it was in
And
the
pretty
versus
cool.
mode and the extreme battle mode, which was hilarious with the bulls.
Oh yeah, the crazy stuff they can do with those extreme fights.
Yeah, me and Dominic did one of those like goofy fights where it was like to win we had to get knocked down like 5 times, and we also had like a bull running through and hitting us. It was just like really goofy fun that I really appreciated.
Yeah.
Obviously, I want the very intense side of Street Fighter 2, like really focused, just pure fighting thing. But modes like that are also very welcome
Yeah.
in my book.
Yeah, well, then they also showed like quick clips of like smashing the car. Or,
Yeah,
like, this
yeah.
basketballs getting thrown
Yeah.
at you, which I think you got like
Yeah.
block or something. I don't know what's going on with that one.
Cammy's reaction to the truck was very funny. She was just
Yeah.
like, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, the different control schemes they went
Yeah.
over. They got
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
classic.
there's a new one though.
It's
It's dynamic, where it's like you have like an AI
it's assist.
assisting you.
Yeah, it's essentially only going to be for offline, and yeah, it's just for people who want to, whatever reason, they just want to play that way. They want to see their character do cool stuff and do it kind of competently without having maybe that mastery of the mechanical skill or having trouble with inputs. So they have that, which is really nice to have for people because it's good to give people more options where they can have a better starting point and then maybe start
Go from
taking
there.
off those
Yeah.
training wheels eventually when you get a little bit more comfortable with that.
Yep.
And then, as I said, they have the classic and modern, and they did announce, I don't know if it was announced before, so if they did, I apologize, but they restated then in this showcase that for Capcom Cup, both modern and classic control schemes will be allowed. So that does provide for two different control options for people.
Yeah.
And this classic is the 6-button input, whereas modern has some shortcuts where you hold down stuff. And I believe, Isla, you were using modern?
I was using modern for most of it. So it's 4 face buttons, triangle, the way default triangle is super. So if you do a direction and triangle, it'll do a different move. And I think there are other ways to do that too, probably with pairings or something. And then R1 was drive impact and L1 was drive parry or vice versa, which is a pretty cool function. I think R1 was parry, yeah. It's just simpler. I don't know. You don't have to do like quarter circle back and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you get to do the same moves.
Yeah, and they show that off like a year ago, so they've had a lot of time to put that out there in the public eye and get feedback and everything. So it sounds like they have full confidence that they can put those kinds of players up
Yeah.
head to head.
Definitely.
They did go over some of how the ranked mode is going to work. I didn't catch enough of the skill.
There was a
image.
lot of little details that were hard to pick. The one that I did write down was that basically like you get like essentially a mulligan, like one chance of like
to not
they're not
derank.
going to demote you.
Yeah. Which is nice because anyone who plays anything with ladders, like that demotion game isn't
hurts.
it hurts
Yeah.
because to get back up,
could take a lot longer
they also
to get back up.
Yeah, it would be very interesting to see people who are more part of the competitive scene talk about where it's pretty much looks like standard fare other than that mulligan, or if they're actually doing anything different. They said like they had like win streak stuff, which is pretty typical, and then like thresholds, and it's just like curious.
And separate ranks for every character.
Yeah. Oh, that was the other thing. They have a truly random ranked mode where you can just pick
yeah, that
random
was
and you
so
get randomly
cool.
assigned a character. So you
Random
don't,
only.
Yeah,
That's really
that
sick.
seems kind of fun
I like that,
for
yeah.
people
Yeah.
to say like who think they're like
Test your knowledge and stuff and your skill,
That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
That is cool.
The fact that it's its own tree in the rank is really neat.
Yeah. The real Street
They
Fighter.
showed some accessibility stuff that was interesting with the sounds.
Oh,
where, like,
right.
Basically,
Yeah.
almost like a sonar kind of thing, to where like the closer you get to somebody, the like quicker the pings are. And then there are also like different sound like pitches for like high, medium, and low attacks, and
Yeah.
like a lot of other like more complicated things too.
Yeah, definitely. Talked about like overhead and standing versus crouch. They talked about like even like sounds. I'll let you know how much of your meter is left, like how much you use, how much is like left, or when you've accrued something, so that it's a little bit stands out a little bit better, which is really cool.
Yeah, I could see picking like a couple of those things even just to like make you aware of it if you can't keep track of everything.
I would actually say it's like it has more use, I think, than people probably are initially thinking. If you're not used to that, that'll help you maybe get used to the speed of the game and processing that amount of information being thrown at you. I feel like it was a good amount of stuff that they showed off, like to show that they've learned from the mistakes of the past, and also just what they've just done in the past, whether necessarily wasn't a mistake, just good stuff they've done in the past, and like how can we improve upon it.
Right.
And that world tour was like their answer to like Street Fighter V's launch, not having enough content. being kind of surpassed by like many other games, fighting games in the time since, showing that now we still want to be an industry leader with this. And yeah, accessibility, everything we talked about, plus just making it so welcoming to newcomers to jump in and, find a place in there. You don't have to not have to play a fighting game in today's age where you need to actually fight against other people. Like you can just fight against the computer, have this like enjoyable story mode where you feel like you're being rewarded. And they talked about like the updates. They did announce.
Yeah,
they ended up with the announcement.
The character pass basically. So there's 4 new fighters
For year one.
Basically one every season, every quarter. There's Rashid,
Who's first? Yeah.
Aki, Ed, and Akuma.
Yeah.
Who's coming basically
The
next
demon.
year. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they said in the Battle Hub they would be doing seasonal stuff as well. Like there'd be like theme things and things like
Should be
that.
fun.
So yeah, they like have a good roadmap for it. It seems as well.
Dang. Sumo Moeni in chat says that the character guide even breaks down the situations that you want to use specific special moves in.
Nice.
Very comprehensive. Yeah, that's really cool.
That's everything in there that can help break down for people who want that knowledge that's all in one place and seeing it in real time action, like just seeing it and then able to be like do it and then slowing it down so like you can really understand and see it, because sometimes things move too fast in a fighting game. You're like, wait, what just happened there? Like I sort of get it, but like I don't fully understand it. That I feel confident that I could repeat that back to you, and that's very a very good tool to have.
Yeah. Also, just the game itself. Like me and Dynamite sparred a few rounds, and it felt really good. Really good. I had been out of fighting games for a pretty long time. I like skipped all of 5, and I dabbled a little in 4.
Right.
But I haven't been back to fighting games in a long time. But when I was playing, I was like, dude, this is really fun. I was having a really good time. The hits felt good. Everything felt good about it. I was like, can't wait to play more of this game now. So it gave me even more confidence in it.
Yeah, that's the thing for me, because like I used to play all that stuff, growing up, but then it's like you get away from that friend group that's playing, and then it's like
Exactly.
Then
That's
like,
what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you try to play other people, and like, well, I suck, I guess. I guess I just learned that I suck.
Yeah.
Because nobody else I come across can I do anything against. But yeah, I played a fair amount of 4 when that came out, but I really didn't jump into 5.
Yeah, I barely played any of the 5.
Yeah. So, but I'm excited for this so
Yeah.
far. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the demo was a really nice
Yeah, pretty early demo too. Seems
Yeah.
early.
Yeah, it goes
about
till the release, they said.
month and a half. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. And
That's
your
cool.
character creator carries over.
Yep.
Yeah, not your
Not
progress.
anything else, but the character you make carries over. But I think you can only make
The
one.
visually, right?
Yeah, just
The
visually.
visuals, yeah, not your progress.
Although
Yeah.
that screen was amazing, the stat screen.
Yeah,
that
you
showed
get a
all of
recipe.
it shows all your attributes. So you want the number values of everything you did for your customization, and prints a card, and you just
Okay.
like share that card if you guess you
'cause
wanted.
you know people are
Sure.
gonna make crazy characters.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Yeah.
you want to make this? Make them.
We were wondering if they were going to make it easily shareable, like you could just
Yeah.
put it in.
That'd be
Because
sick.
in the demo, it's just you see the numbers,
Oh.
and you'd have to go through and like do it manually.
Just,
Like I overwrote.
Pop up a QR code or something.
Yeah, I had to
Yeah.
overwrite Default Bowie to make my easy update, sadly, but I made sure to include the recipe in the video so that we could recreate her.
Could have
Yeah.
popped onto the other account, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
it's
I
a
could've.
good sampler demo. It has chapter 1 of the world tour. It is pretty quick, and then you pretty much can only play offline
With 2 characters.
Yeah, with Luke and Ryu, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Actually, we didn't go through like the character stuff. There was like some character training, but I imagine it's still only Luke.
Yeah,
and,
I assume it is,
Ryu.
yeah.
But yeah, everything else, and then like one of those crazy fights. Yeah, as Brad said, we only had knockdowns and bull obstacle course hazard, but
Yeah.
the other ones were just like not available yet. So they're doing a good job. Like, man, I really want to try this other stuff, but I gotta get the full game when it comes out.
Chat informs that Aki is Japanese for autumn, and Aki, the character, releases in autumn.
Interesting.
That's cute.
But it was also interesting because like her name
an
was like
initials, yeah,
it was
AKI.
AKI.
Who's to say?
Very cool. I'm bundling up a few bits of news to talk about the state of Halo right now.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this has been a weird few weeks. especially with staffing and everything going on with Microsoft. So this week we learned that Halo franchise director Frank O'Connor, who's worked on Master Chief's games for 2 decades, has left the company. Coming right after Joseph Staten left, which we found out this week he's working at Netflix now.
Yeah.
A AAA multi-platform game, original IP for Netflix. So
Interesting.
Netflix really is pumping up that game side of things there. And then there were earlier, a bunch of layoffs and stuff that we had heard hit 343 when Microsoft did their layoffs across the board. Meanwhile, Sony today announced that they acquired Firewalk Studios. I think we've yet to see a game from.
I looked at their website. I didn't see anything.
Yeah, so they were formed in 2018 from a bunch of Destiny vets. So we got a couple of people on the Bungie side, somebody from the Activision side. I don't know what the rest of the studio makeup is, but it's interesting that they're in the backyard.
Yeah,
Sony has got Bungie and former Bungie devs working on live service multiplayer games, and apparently, this has been in the works for years now.
Yeah,
and so they're impressed enough to hey, we need these guys on board.
Interesting time to announce this during the whole Activision thing going on.
Right.
In Microsoft, I wonder if they're just whatever, dude, it's over. just let it.
Well, they kept saying, hey, you guys have the resources to make your own Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And
they do. Yeah, it just depends if it'll be successful as Call of Duty. Because, you need 4 teams being Call of Duty teams only to do that. So that is a lot. But Blood, this team, it reminds me of Respawn, how that was a bunch of Infinity Ward guys that went off and made Titanfall, obviously. So I'm hoping this team will have some the same kind of effect. Hopefully they'll have a really sick new shooter IP that everyone just loves. Because we need them.
Yeah.
From Sony especially. They don't have any
and especially
besides
because
Destiny.
it's been in the works for so long.
Yeah.
Could this sort of come out of nowhere like Apex did,
It's a great question, Blood. Yeah, if it is a battle royale or not, or
Sony's
whatever,
just
whatever they're
we're
focused
going to have
on.
a press conference in August. Here's the game. Start playing it.
Yeah, that's probably a good way to do that, too. Yeah, I'm excited. It's hard to get excited because we've seen nothing.
Right.
We barely know anything about it, but I think the idea of it is very cool.
But Halo, though.
Where
are we at? Because it's it was supposed to be a flagship launch game.
Yeah.
Didn't make it for over a year.
Yeah. There's
launched without a bunch of the features that people really expected out of Halo. And then it's been some things got axed, other things came way late. Forge is out now and it's in beta.
Yeah. It's I had problems with the campaign, but I think it's fun and a good start. I was really hoping they were going to do more to it. But that seems to be completely gone now.
They did the update that lets you replay campaign missions and play co-op online.
Which is cool, but I was hoping they would add more or something like that, especially how that game ended and everything.
Yeah. It sounds like campaign DLC is just off
gone.
the table.
Yeah, and it's Infinite, the multiplayer I've heard has gotten better, because they got Forge going and all that stuff, but it's just it's probably just too late now at this point. I don't really know what they can do to save this game. A lot of people are just checked out now. They're just over it. So I don't know what you can do besides appealing to some very hardcore fans, which is totally fine, but I don't think that's what they want from Halo.
Right.
And they can't help but be disappointed probably in the performance of this game. They're talking about 10 years supporting this game and stuff like that.
Yeah, when
Big
you call
deal.
something infinite.
Exactly. Where are you going to go from there now?
Expectations on there, yeah.
Yeah, it's disappointing, and it's concerning, 343 getting torn apart kind of right now. It's what's going to even happen to Halo in the future now?
Right.
Is it going to go a different team or something? Someone else can take over it?
That's the thing, they're acquiring Activision.
Yeah.
It's probably
going to give
happen.
it to Call of Duty dev? Because it's not a bad idea, maybe.
You're going to have 6 or 7 different devs pick from, if not take charge, to at least get in there
with
and
tons
work
of experience.
with them.
Yeah. I think that's not a bad idea, but 343, if this could be the end of them as a studio, maybe. For Halo, at least, this feels like the last Halo game for them. They've messed up several of them, so I don't know what else they can really do, especially with this one that took a long time, very expensive game, so I don't know. If I was them, I'd be like, we're getting this to Call of Duty devs now, or something like that. That's what I would say. But, I hope things turn around for Halo. Halo, legendary franchise, so... can't help but root for it, but it's looking pretty bad right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like it's about time for a changing of the guard with that. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's such a big franchise. I mean, the only other thing I could think of was maybe they kind of go the multiverses route where they, like, you know, take the game offline for a bit and say, like, hey, we have a major overhaul in the works. It's going to take time. But considering how long it took to get to where they are and how many things have already been scrapped, I think the writing's on the wall that they're winding down. Like,
That's
they're fulfilling some like other obligations that they feel like they need to fulfill, and then they're probably going to just, you know, move on from this project, I would feel like.
That's what it feels
and I think they're just keeping it on life support until I think you're more on the right track with one of the studios from Activision Blizzard, maybe giving them a crack, or just a different studio. Right. I think in the with the higher ups, they're definitely having those discussions about what do we do next with Halo, and either you got to come out with like a big bang announcement where like one of the big Call of Duty studios, like, guess what, they're going to be doing a brand new Halo game, and you know, instead of a Call of Duty game, so check this out, or maybe letting it sit for a little while a studio gets like a new studio gets a proper time to, you know, really develop the type of game that you know, needs to be made now. And yeah, it's just, obviously it's not the last you're going to hear of Halo, but I think we were seeing the final chapter of Halo Infinite coming to a close. I don't think this is going to go on for too much longer. Like, I think they're going to just move on from it.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah.
And it's just a really bad time, Blood, for all this to happen for Microsoft. You know, they have a lot of things haven't been going well for them recently. So just when you're adding another thing to the list, when people are waiting for games to come out, and it's like, if this game closes and they're like, oh, we're going to have this new team make Halo, it's like, how many years is that going to take to come out? It's just like, man, they just can't get a win right now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's quite that dire as that they would be looking to sunset Infinite or anything like that. But I think that, you know, those winter updates and stuff, like, legitimately move the needle to put it into a better place, but I don't feel like a lot of people are talking about it.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's probably too late for people to go back to it. A lot of them are like,
so I'm very curious if anyone's out there that's like, either,
I'm sure it's a lot better.
Been in there the whole time and has feedback on how that's changed, or that's like came back and bounced off of it, or if you're just like, there's just too much to play. I'm not worried about Halo.
I just don't think it's going to ever hit the numbers they would want it to, ever. I think that's ship's passed.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I mean by, like, final chapter, like, you know, you were saying, like, pulling the plug. It's like, I think this is the course it stays on until they're ready for the next Halo. Like, they will not do anything more with this game than, like, what is already been announced, and then, you know, sustaining the game as is with, like, balance updates and stuff like that. I don't think you're going to see a major overhaul. You said, like, it's most certainly that, like, no story DLC is on the table whatsoever. They're just saving all that for the next Halo entry. And yeah, I'm with you. Like, they're not going to, like, pull the plug and shut down Halo Infinite without some kind of, like, really rock solid plan. Yeah. So, like, they'll let it run its course. But I think it's just, I'm with Brad. It's just not going to reach the levels that they hoped it reached, or even get back to where it was near launch. I think, you know, that window is sadly passed and closed.
Yeah. And, like, and the thing is to me, I felt like they nailed
the core is good.
Core gameplay.
Yeah, the core there is good.
But I feel like some people don't really care for a lot of the maps.
No.
And then just like, you know, the battle pass wasn't appealing to people. And it's hard for me to judge a battle pass because I don't care about any battle pass. So it's like, oh, this one's worse. It's like, I thought it was all useless, but I thought that the other game's useless battle pass too.
There was no big Team Slayer list at the beginning, I remember. I was like, dude. Right. That's what I want to do, man.
Right.
They're just like, nah. It's like, okay, cool. I guess I'll just do 4v4 now because it made me
grab the batteries or whatever. Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll get some
rises
good
again.
Halo news.
But like the Halo news has been bad since 4.
Right.
Like
yeah,
4,
that's the thing that
5.
You're saying. It's
now
like
this.
343 era has not been.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't been bad, but they just haven't.
They haven't been as good.
They
haven't been the Halo that people expected and were loved.
What were all the initial issues with the Master Chief Collection?
Oh yeah,
gosh,
yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Years of
brutal
fixing
time.
that thing.
Yeah, absolutely brutal.
Earlier this week, Nintendo had an Indie World showcase.
Yeah.
Came out of nowhere, as they tend to do.
Yes.
It's like they announced
next
it
day.
the day before.
Yeah.
Damiani watched the whole thing. I haven't seen the whole thing, so I just kind of pulled some highlights that stood out to me and stood out to some of the rest of us. And then there are a couple of things that were also kind of fit in that space. They weren't in the Nintendo showcase, but like I'm going to throw them in here anyways because
Okay.
they go to them. But just want to check out some of these games and highlight them. First off, Brad, Blasphemous 2.
Yes.
You like this crazy, freaky game.
Oh, I love Blasphemous. It's so good, Bloodworth. Hell yeah. And they're getting the sequels. So I beat this game like a year ago also.
Oh,
or
yeah,
like
'cause
a
you
year and a
didn't
half
play it right
ago.
away, yeah.
So it's like not even that long for me. And this is like a direct sequel to the the first game. Because I'm like, whoa. Like, why is this happening? Kind of thing like that. Because of how the first game ended. And this just looks awesome, Blood. More brutality. New weapons though this time around.
Nice.
Instead of just the one sword, we see him like dual wielding the penitent one, dual wielding like blades, and he has like a big chain thing he was swinging around, just in more like navigation kind of things. He's like platform, like zooming between things, and we see all these disgusting figures littered throughout the game. It's like hell yes.
Just these huge characters and bosses.
Yeah,
and
they
things,
look so good. I cannot wait to play this Bloodworth.
Yeah, they do say he awakens in an unfamiliar land to stop the prophetic birth of a new miracle child from
Yes.
coming to pass.
Yes.
Like the story in this game is wild.
It's insane. Yeah, it's really insane.
And then, so you can actually customize the base skill set.
Oh,
So I don't know quite what that means.
okay.
But
Maybe just more of your
it
moves.
sounds
and
like
stuff
you can change like what moves that you have available at different times.
Yeah, probably like weapon attacks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But heck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all in for that. Can't wait, dude.
Yeah, brutal game. Oxenfree 2, Lost Signals. This has always been an interesting. Like I haven't played the first one, so I've always just seen it from afar. But it's always been an interesting take on kind of like a narrative horror, like freaky game, but it's just like way zoomed out. You know, and it's like, can you make this connection to these characters and everything while looking at like just like a wide, expanse of landscapes and all of that. But they've got a release date on this now. It's coming July 12th. And it's 5 years, set 5 years after the first game.
Oh.
And you're basically like following these radio signals to supernatural events, and all kinds of crazy, dramatic, freaky stuff goes on. And the trailer, if you watch the trailer, there's like a lot of voice acting and stuff in it as well to
Yeah,
connect to the
production,
characters that way.
That's cool.
Yeah, very very story driven. Also, remind everyone, like, it's Netflix's thing now.
Yeah, they bought
Yeah.
Night School. Yep.
Yeah.
Not on Xbox, this game.
Right. I
Out
saw
of
people
everything.
talking about that.
It's on everything else, though.
I don't know what that's about.
I don't know what that's about.
I don't know what to make of it because it's even on PS4.
Yeah.
and Switch.
I just got excited in a Nintendo thing. They said Netflix. I was like, oh, never mind.
There's Stranger Things or something.
Well, no, I thought like Netflix might come to Switch finally.
Oh,
6
it's
years
not on
later,
Switch?
yeah, no,
No
Netflix.
way.
There'd never been Netflix on Switch.
Oh my god, that's funny.
I was like, that would be the most amazing thing. 6 years later,
Right in its twilight
Netflix is
years.
on Switch.
Yeah, right in the December of its life.
Remember when like Screw Attack was like best games on Switch and they picked Netflix as one of the top 10 or something?
Oh, that was like on Wii, right?
Or Wii, sorry.
I think it was Wii,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was
I thought Wii and I said Switch. I don't know why.
Yeah.
A little to the left is getting a DLC. This is a cool game. I played through it over the holidays, I think.
Oh.
Or at least maybe I went back to over the holidays. But yeah, so they were like, we got a lot of feedback that like the cupboards and drawers style levels were like some of people's favorites, so they made
More.
some more of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the way I went because I forgot the game for a second. Watching this, I felt like this looked way more complicated than anything I saw in the original trailers for the game.
No, I don't think anything.
Okay,
more complicated,
some
no.
of the first few scenes they showed, I was like, "There's so much going on here." The original one was just like these like simple things that's organized. So
Some of them are
yeah.
simpler,
Like
but some of them
that
do
looks-
have like a lot
sorry.
like that to where you don't really. Yeah.
There's one where like there's like a wooden box they open. And there's all these like brooches
compartments
or
and
like
things
buttons and stuff, and it's like,
rings.
wait, what? That looks a lot, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's called Cupboards and Drawers, the expansion?
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that. I do like that.
But yeah, if you're not familiar with it, it's all organizational puzzles, and so you just you get a situation with a bunch of stuff, and you got to figure out how it fits together. And one of the cool things with it too, Damiani, is that there's multiple solutions.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So it's like you go through the game once or whatever, but then you can go back to any level and be like, okay, there was like 3 ways to solve this, and like try to figure out what other.
And it tracks when you solve it each different way, right?
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
can see like when you fully completed a puzzle. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And then, like I said, they've had some cool seasonal content and stuff for like Christmas and Easter and all of that. And they also have like what they call a daily tidy, which is sort of
Daily chores?
it's just like one puzzle a day.
Cool.
Then they're based off of ones in the main game, but a little
That's fun.
tweaks and stuff to them.
Yeah, the game seems delightful.
Yeah. Teslagrad 2 shadow dropped here along with Teslagrad Remastered. I'm not that familiar with these, but this game looks
Same.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it does look cool.
Yep.
This girl gets like knocked out of her airship, and then she's trying to find her way back home. But you've got all of these like electrical and magnetic powers, and so you see her throughout the trailer like doing like these electric slides across like power poles and things like that. There are places where you can like magnetize to like the side of a wall or whatever and go across that way, or use magnets to like kind of float through the air, kind of a little Mario Galaxy style there.
Yeah, definitely seems like very action platformer oriented.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
not really necessarily combat heavy, but more about like traversal heavy.
Yeah.
And there's definitely combat in there. They showed like some really cool boss looking enemies. I'll say like the art style in this game looks fantastic.
Yeah,
And
it's all
then-
hand drawn art.
And then some of the music they played during the trailer, it's like it's a Norse developer, right? Or
I don't know about the developer themselves, but,
but
it's
it's
very
based
Norse
on
themed here.
and they were saying
sure.
like the instruments they're using, they going through that, and it was like looked very good. But like it was funny because as I was watching it, all of our Easy Allies chat was saying, "Oh, this game is really hard though," and I was like,
Oh, the first one?
yeah."
Interesting.
Cool.
Yeah, I wonder if they've tweaked it at all for
Yeah.
the second game.
Sick.
Animal Well is finally coming out in early 2024. This guy's been working on this game for a while. And then the big headlines is that Donkey's publishing company picked it up. And so a lot of people were, got tuned into it then.
Yeah, put it on the map for sure for a lot of
Yeah.
people.
I played a little bit of this at last Summer Game Fest. But it was like one of those things where like I was in like this round robin bit where it's like I might have 7 minutes with a game or whatever. And it's like, this game is way too big for me to like fully wrap my head around. But there are a lot of cool like ways of using the environment and secrets, and it's definitely got that sort of like Metroidvania. The world is way bigger than you are kind of feel to it.
Rain Games, the Teslagrad developers, are from Norway.
Nice.
Thank you.
But one of the things that I thought was really cool with Animal Well is just the amount of work and attention to the pixel art. And there's like a lot of effects and lighting and stuff that affects individual pixels. I might have said this more clearly back when we actually did the first impressions from Summer Game Fest last year, but it was like, it felt like what they're going for is like, like treating pixel art like a modern medium, like not just emulating stuff people did in the past, but it's like, what can we do
Now
with pixel art now, with the modern
Sure. Yeah,
modern
that's cool.
hardware and stuff.
I respect that.
A lot of cool like animation stuff and big crazy creatures in this trailer, and yeah. And the smoke looks really good. Last one I pulled from the Nintendo showcase.
I have one more that I think was shown we didn't talk about.
Oh, okay.
We can do it after though.
Sure. Little Kitty, Big City. They're coming for you, Stray.
Yeah.
They're coming.
Cat Wars.
Yeah, this is a good trailer. I really like this trailer.
Yeah, how to hit you, Damiani.
It feels like, I made a rule at the beginning because there was another cat game they started off. I was like, the year of Cat Panda is over. That was last year.
Oh.
Like the Cat Panda will not be as potent this in 2023. I had to make that clear. Yeah, they it definitely feels like a little bit of a Annoying Goose Game. Was it Annoying?
Yeah,
Untitled Goose.
Untitled Goose. Yeah, Annoying Goose. It was Annoying Goose though. It annoyed a lot of people. A little bit of that, like that vibes with a little bit of
Yeah, totally. Just being a cat.
Yeah, just going around causing like mayhem. Yeah, there seems to be you could speak with like animals. And
yeah, it looks like you find quests.
Yeah, like that's what I'm trying to get. Like there
yeah.
seems like there's like it's like quest driven, so it's not so aimless. You're just going around messing with stuff because those kind of get like old after a while. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to have like more of an open environment to try and explore because as Stray had compared to that, like did have nice environments, but they aren't always very open for you to explore. There's like one or two kind of big hub areas, and the rest are pretty linear. So it's like nice to have just a cat in a city, go around and see what you can do and have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like Stray was really going for sort of like a blend of like there's some stylized things in there with the robots, but it did try to make things look very realistic at times and too with the shading. Whereas this is much more animated, and I think in some ways it kind of works a little bit better for some of the cat animations, like when it was showing like looking at its tail and all of that. It just feels a little bit more fluid, I think.
Yeah.
Forget this one had a create your cat thing.
Oh, does it?
I don't know. There was
Okay.
something in the showcase that had it. Finally, I was like, one game lets you actually create the cat. I was like, there you go. You're in the lead.
It might have been the other one.
Yeah.
Which one? What were you?
So there was like that Jet Set Radio inspired
Yeah,
one.
the
that
sizzle.
Was that in the Sizzle?
in the
I saw a
Sizzle.
trailer for it.
I
I forgot what it's called, but I was like, dude, is it coming out finally?
Yeah, it's only it was in the end sizzle reel.
Yeah, Bomb Rush.
Bomb Rush
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
There's 50. Yeah,
Yeah, this one I didn't see.
yeah, dude. It's Jet Set Radio.
I was
It really
like,
does look
there
like
it
it.
is. Yeah, they showed it in action.
It's like
look cool.
It looks great, dude. I really like. I only played the first
Oh,
one. But
yeah,
I really
that
like.
really looks like
it. Is.
it.
I
Yeah.
like
What
Jet
the
Set
heck?
Radio a lot, so this game's finally coming out, dude. I'm pretty hyped to play through it, and it looks like a Dreamcast game.
Yeah. Yeah, it does it a lot of places, just like the complexity of the polygon models and the textures
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
I'm so down to play this, bud. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope it's good.
Heck yeah. Some things that were not at Nintendo, but also this week. Firmament, Isla, coming out May 18th.
Yes, true. I'm copying over URLs for Dawn right now.
Yeah, this is from the
Calling
makers
audibles over here.
of Myst.
Yeah, Cyan Worlds. Okay, now I can talk about it. But let me hit play. Let me write down the time code at which I hit play for Dawn.
Uh-oh.
For Dawn. Okay. Yeah. I'm very excited about this game. I don't remember if I backed it on whatever, because they announced this like 100 years
Fig
ago.
or Kickstarter or something.
Yeah, but I'm really excited. You can play it standard or VR.
Ooh.
It looks gorge, and I'm just a big fan of Cyan Worlds.
It definitely has the architecture of Myst.
Yeah, and Abduction with an O was their other one, which was pretty cool. Like, it's just gorgeous looking, and I'm really excited. And I'm very excited that it's coming out in a month. To get decimated by
Zelda.
A few days after.
Hey, don't worry. They're going to announce their collaboration with Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
We created the puzzles in there.
Oh, that would be kind of cute. But yeah, I mean, it's right up my alley, so we'll see.
Absolutely. Do you know anything about that weird energy gun?
No, I've been trying to remain a little in the dark on it.
Yeah.
To me, it just looks like the way you interact with stuff in a VR not VR game. So who knows?
Sure. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. And then today, Devolver announced Karma Zoo.
Yeah, this game looks fun.
Yeah, so this is a crazy, like, very simple pixel art. Like, to give you an idea, the characters are essentially like one color, almost Atari style, but they're more detailed than an Atari game. But you play co-op with 10 random people 3 of these levels that are sort of generated based on your characters, because there's all of these different animals and stuff that you unlock. But they say animals, but like some of these are like a tree and an anchor and like a lamp.
Yeah.
And each one of them has different abilities. And so like the level it generates is based on your abilities. And you all have to work together. And as you work together, you get karma. So that keeps people from like going off and doing stupid things. But it's really interesting and cute and crazy. And they showed like sometimes you have to like sacrifice yourself, jump on the spikes and make a cute little tombstone.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I love the idea of just playing with strangers online in a game like this.
Yeah. Well, and because they say too that like there's 50 different characters.
Yeah.
And so there's just so many possibilities for abilities and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it almost sounds like you might have potentially like different abilities that you equip. So even if you see a character, it might not have the same ability that you saw last time.
Okay.
So I don't know all the details, but
Yeah.
it looks pretty cool. There's also a local competitive minigame mode called Totem.
Yes.
Where you can play 8 people.
Super fun.
Just racing through mazes or trying to climb to the top of a tower or whatever. They sort of stuff really fast, so it's kind of hard to tell. But looks like there's a good 8 or 10 minigames there to play.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they also mentioned there will be like private lobbies.
Great.
So we can get together and stream this.
Hell
with
yes.
Patrons and all of that. And there's crossplay as well. So it's pretty.
Yeah, it looks really fun.
Pretty sick.
I'm really excited to play it.
All right. We got more news to come. But if you've been enjoying this show so far, please take a second to like and subscribe and ring that bell on YouTube. It helps us and it helps you stay connected. And now, a word from our sponsors.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Getting to know yourself can be a lifelong process, especially because we're always growing and changing. I personally hope to always be growing and changing and learning new things about myself, and hopefully you feel the same way. Therapy can help you do that by deepening your self-awareness and understanding, because sometimes you don't know what you want or why you do the things you do, or why you say the things that you say sometimes. And therapy can help you get through that. I have had a therapist for a long time. Like most of my life, I've been in therapy. I've even used BetterHelp in the past. And having a therapist is just dang necessary, I would say, for being a functioning adult in this world, because it's a complicated world out there, you know? And I think that knowing yourself and knowing how to handle yourself and handle other people in a healthy way is very important. And you can learn those tools in therapy. And it's not always, you don't always have to have like a specific thing, you know? Maybe you could just be like, hey, I feel blank, and they'll help you figure out why. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. You just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/allies today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/allies. Check it out.
And if you are a patron of Easy Allies, thank you. It's time for the March sales report
Oh.
Yay.
from Circana. To remind
formerly
everyone the new
this.
name.
Formerly MPD.
Formerly
I'm having
MPDs.
so much deja vu right now.
Yeah. I'll say this one is a bit on the tame side. There's not a whole lot of surprises here, but we're definitely going to go through it either way.
Okay.
But PS5 is the
Dominating.
big thing here. Like they're getting those shipment numbers up and they're
Yep.
just smashing.
The drought's over.
PS5 hardware lifted hardware spending in March. However, the growth was offset by a decline in content spending, where increases in non-mobile subscriptions, as well as digital add-on console content, were offset by lower spend across premium games, PC add-on content, and mobile. It's a big word salad. Basically, hardware, console subs, console DLC, all up. AAA games, PC DLC, mobile, all down right
Interesting.
now. Mostly because of how last March was just stacked.
Yeah.
Premium game spending fell year on year, driven by a tough year ago comparable, which featured 8 new releases, ranked among the top 16 bestsellers of the month, as well as a strong second month of Elden Ring.
Yep.
PS5 hardware unit sales have now surpassed those of PlayStation 4 on a time-aligned basis.
Crazy.
So PS5 is now
Crazy.
ahead of where PS4 was.
Yeah.
29 months in the market.
Insane.
I think you can guess number 1.
Resident Evil 4 remake.
That's right, baby.
Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Best-selling game of March, instantly becoming the 3rd best-selling game of 2023 year
Wow.
to date.
Hell yeah. Great game, dude.
We're hearing that word instantly.
Instant.
Send the throne.
We got only 2 other new games on the chart this week. Month.
New
Say
games.
this week. It's like
What came? Wait, we're in April? Or this
We're-
is from March?
From March.
From March.
March.
Was Wolong on there? Did that come out in March?
Wolong is not on there, I don't think.
Okay.
Ooh, what about no, wrong month.
Some
crap.
Nintendo game come out?
I'll make it a little easier on you.
No, that was February. Was Octopath March?
Octopath was February.
Okay, never mind.
It's still there. It's at 12.
Okay.
Just down a little bit from 10.
And Prime was February as well.
We'll make it easier on us, like you said.
Yeah, we got 2 sports games that are new.
Oh, the show? Is that new?
MLB The Show
Yeah.
coming in at number 3.
Oh, and the WWE game.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah,
And WWE is
Yeah,
at
yeah.
7.
Yeah. Wow, the show. Always
but-
charting when it's on Game Pass day 1.
Babe
too.
Ruth.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well,
Shout out to
and
Babe
the
Ruth.
thing is they don't count the Xbox and Switch sales for digital. Sony digital
Yeah.
and then physical is
don't
all
know
that
why
counts
they
on.
don't.
Oh, don't
MLB.
worry.
No one else does.
Has Sony brought that up yet in their litigation proceedings yet? We give out digital. Microsoft doesn't.
Well, I think Microsoft does usually, but the show is like a whole other weird
Gotcha.
thing. Yeah. But you mentioned Metroid. Metroid, we didn't see
Oh yeah, this is the first month with physical sales.
because it was there, but it was 21.
Yeah.
And we only see the top 20.
Oh, sorry, this is the first
So
month where a
now
lot of them are
it's-
being fulfilled.
It's gone up to 13th
There
place.
you go.
Yeah.
Physical Metroid Prime Remastered.
I bought it.
Nice. Well, March was the first month that a lot of people's orders were being fulfilled.
Yeah. A lot of people we're getting into it in March.
Nice, Metroid.
Metroid.
So nice to see it charting there.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it is pretty much familiar faces. I don't know
Yeah.
if there's anything you want to see at the moment before I go down that whole list.
I'm trying to think what came out recently. Can't think besides Resident Evil 4. I don't know. You can just go down, Blood.
Yeah.
I don't know if because it ended last month, right? Did we get another Last of Us bump?
Yeah, a little bit. It's now at 5th place. It was at 6th
That
in
Wow.
February.
Wow.
season finale
Yeah, season finale.
bump.
Sticking it in there. But yeah, 20th, Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker
Oh,
saga.
right.
Hey.
Yeah.
Still going in
Good
there.
to see
chugging
that one
along.
going.
Actually, that got a bump. That was 41 last month.
Maybe it was on sale or something.
Yeah.
maybe leading up to Star Wars. No, that's May 4th. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm wrong month again.
Don't know. Sonic Frontiers,
Oh.
still in there at 19.
Wow.
NBA 2K23 is at 18.
Yeah, playoffs are starting, so NBA game probably saw a little bit of a bump.
Yep.
Dead Space is hanging in there, but it had a pretty big drop. It went from 3 down to 17.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Kirby's Return to Dreamland is about the same spot, 16th place.
Okay.
God of War Ragnarok at 15.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon holding its ground, 14.
Jeez.
It was 14 last month. It's
Got
14
another
this
patch
month.
update,
Yeah, I did.
but no performance updates.
What?
Bug fixes.
Oh.
13 is Metroid. 12 is Octopath.
There you
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yeah. 11 is Minecraft.
go.
Okay.
Of course.
10, Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
All
Yes.
right.
9 is Madden. 8, Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Still in that top 10.
Yeah, dude.
Very good. Very good. Happy with that top 10 placement.
Yeah.
Probably gonna go away soon.
It will.
7, WWE, as we said.
Mm-hmm.
6, FIFA. 5, Last of Us, 4, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, 3, MLB The Show, 2, Hogwarts Legacy. Only got pushed off by Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
Yep. There we go. That's
There was no
March.
GTA 5?
Oh, GTA hasn't been on for a long time.
GTA has been on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Minecraft.
You've always asked for GTA, and I'm like, no, it's not on there.
GTA and Skyrim have not been on there for ages. It's Minecraft's the last bastion of the long term, like 2000,
I want to say
2010s games.
in like Europe though it was on there or something maybe for their list.
Oh, like UK game sales?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe.
It's like, who doesn't have that game already? God.
All right, one more showcase happened today. Actually, there's a couple more showcase, but one other that I'm going to talk about. Dying Light 2, they got a gut feeling update. We got a trailer here to roll with the kind of just quick wrap up of everything. But they had like an hour and a half, hour 45-minute long stream to kind of go through these big updates and all the changes and stuff going on in Dying Light 2. The gut feeling, the main thing is that they have added more physics and dismemberment and like
Wonderful.
battle damage, blood flying everywhere.
Yes.
And you don't see it in the trailer, but in the stream they did a before and after, and it does make a huge difference.
Great.
You know,
Awesome.
like before, like you're just kind of whacking guys, and now it's like, yeah, you see those cuts, you see the parts flying off. But not only that, they showed a drop kick comparison, and so like before, like they drop kicked, and just the guy they hit flew past the others in the crowd, and now this time the drop kick like knocked over like 4 or 5 other enemies.
Cool.
You know?
Oh yeah.
I love the drop kick in the game too, so that's nice to hear.
Yeah. But it's really, really funny to me, Brad, that they're putting this update out on the same day as Dead Island 2.
It's so funny.
Because this is the stuff that like Dead Island 2 like was like showing off. And
Yeah.
and I still think that like to some degree, having put a good amount of time in Dead Island 2 now, that like I think that it does look and feel better, and like it's there also to serve the gameplay in like very specific ways in terms of like this is how you fight this enemy or that enemy. But man,
The timing, yeah.
The timing.
Is super funny.
Because if you're not aware, Techland made the first Dead Island.
That's right, yes. That's right, they did.
So they just go on toe to toe. It's like, oh, they're doing that. Okay. We can do that.
Ouch.
I guess if you're a first-person zombie fan, you got a lot good stuff to play.
Yeah.
'Cause it sounds like you liked Dead Island.
Yeah, I do. And the funny thing is like I've not played the first Dead Island. I've not played either Dying Light. I have been interested in Dying Light 2. I've just never jumped into it. And now it's like, oh, well, now there is more
Making
reason.
it better, yeah.
Yeah, making it better. I saw somebody comment on my review that like they're not playing it because they just got Dying Light 2 for $10.
Oh,
You know?
yeah, great deal. yeah.
They bought that. I don't know if they knew this was coming or not. And like a couple of days after they start the game, it gets this gigantic update.
Yeah, that's nice. Feels good. Hell yeah. Love free updates.
It also includes a Pilgrim Outpost where you can take on bounties and track community events. There's a gear transmog in there now.
Always good.
There's a new weapon crafting system. I'm not really sure how they were doing their
remember.
weapon management
there
before,
first.
but you can get blueprints and stuff now to craft weapons. And then they've got this Viral Rush event that's starting today and going through May 4th, and you get these skins that are like based on a character from I think the first game or whatever as
That's
rewards.
Cool. Yeah. Nice.
But yeah, they talk like they have like a 5-year
Yeah,
plan for
if
this
it's
game.
like the first game, yeah.
Yeah.
We supported this for a while.
And it's just really interesting to see that playing out because it is like, it's a single player RPG, open world, and it's not the type of game that you usually see get these kinds of updates, right? Like you get DLC, you get some fixes, you get some new quests here and there, but like to like overhaul
gore
and combat like this.
Yeah, substantial.
Pretty
It
significant.
was a pride thing. They saw what Dead Island was doing.
They're like, no.
No. We invented this. Get out of here.
And yeah, like you said, though, the original game, They transformed a lot over time.
Yeah.
I think there are some games that I think like were originally supposed to be like completely separate games that they ended up deciding to just
Make DLC.
put into Dying Light as
Yeah.
DLC or whatever. But yeah, so there you go. If you've been putting it off like me,
Good time.
Sometimes it pays off to wait.
Yeah, sometimes it does.
yeah. Also this week, if you listened to me talking about that Stray Gods concert last week with Laura Bailey and Austin Wintory, Mary Elizabeth Wickley, and all that, that VOD is now available on the Summerfall Studios YouTube channel. So you can go give that a watch, see what I was talking about, some fun performances there, and learn about the game because it's also kind of a preview event. One last trailer here to play. Niantic and Capcom have announced Monster Hunter Now,
Yeah.
coming this September. That brings the exciting experience of Monster Hunter to streets, parks, and neighborhoods around the world. It's basically a Pokemon Go version of Monster Hunter. Yeah.
Blood, do you remember Capcom was saying like their sales expectations for this year or something were going to be like insanely high?
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, it's Monster Hunter World 2. Maybe it wasn't Monster Hunter World 2. Maybe it was just this game.
Maybe.
On paper, this seems like a good idea. I don't know if this craze is past or not. I mean,
It has not.
Okay.
Pokemon Go is still in the top 10 mobile.
true, but just like we saw with, so many like different battle royales and the game service, like
When somebody would pick this up.
there's people just are invested in one. Why are they going to go to another? Granted, this is huge.
Yeah.
Monster is like probably for game IP is like one of the biggest ones to go for this, and also.
And there's like more active combat and stuff there
Seems
too.
like it,
Yeah.
Very active multiplayer. That's one of the things that they were talking about that was interesting here is you can also play when and where you want. So for instance, there's an item called the paintball. By using a paintball on a monster that you encounter, you can bring the monster back home and hunt it alone or with someone else. And even when you're walking around without playing the game, your companion can mark any monsters you pass by with the paintball, so you can enjoy hunting them even after returning home.
I think this is addressing some of the things with Pokemon Go. Yeah.
So it's interesting because it's like, you don't have to be like sitting there playing the thing at the park. It's like, oh, okay, I've got it.
And I can go
I've
home.
like saved it. Now I go home and actually do the fight or whatever.
Yeah. I feel like this will be pretty big initially. I just don't know. It seems I'm very skeptical of having like the legs of like Pokemon Go because that's like,
It's Pokemon.
yeah, and it's also like once in a lifetime thing where it's like you get the first one to do something that's like the biggest one. Like there'll never be another like Fortnite. Like there's Fortnite and that's it, and like everything else will never come close to Fortnite. Just sorry, that's how it's gonna be.
Well,
Same
it wasn't
thing with,
even
like,
the
Pokemon.
first time Niantic did it, though, because they had that Incursion or whatever the heck it was called.
Right. Yeah, they had their own thing, their own IP before Pokemon.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so they tested it out on something else and then got the Pokemon whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's also how it goes sometimes. I mean,
Ingress, thank you, chat.
Was it Heroes of New? Whatever it's called.
Han? Heroes of New
New
Earth?
Han, yeah, was
Yeah.
preceded League of Legends, right? Or
I'm not sure.
I thought
Maybe.
or there was stuff before League of Legends,
Yeah,
and
there
League
was
of
other
Legends wasn't
moments.
first,
Yeah,
and
for
it
sure.
but it became the biggest. So yeah, definitely. I remember going to, I said before, covering like a tournament event or whatever that they held. I had no idea what the heck was going on in it, and yeah, like League of Legends still wasn't like as big as that yet. I was like, whoa, you know, pretty cool that you could still do that. But yeah, the point is like usually the one will become the biggest, and you're just never going to be able to approach that again.
Yeah.
So
But Monster Hunter's got a big base, and it's
does.
got a big mobile following too.
World
you
is
know?
the one that cracked the code though for
Yeah.
international success. Like everything before that had only like mild success.
Well, that's the thing that could be interesting too. Is like it could blow up in a different region.
That's true.
and we would never hear about it. Like,
I expect
yeah.
in countries where the mobile penetration is like massive, like I would say Japan, it's probably going to do very well over there. And I still think it'll do pretty like well over here. It's just IP wise, Pokemon's just a little bit bigger and more recognizable and well known, and has a huge head start. So there just might be a little bit of like burnout there, where people don't want to necessarily jump into Monster Hunter, and the ones that do might only play it for so long and be like, I've already done this so much, like I'm kind of good.
Yeah. I wonder what the gameplay is going to be like.
Yeah.
Like doing that on your phone? It's
Yeah,
like,
it seems maybe like swipe to dodge.
Yeah,
and
I guess
that
so,
kind of-
yeah.
But we will see. That's coming up in September.
If only they'd put that on my Switch and enable a Street Pass on my Switch so I could like,
Yeah?
yeah. Come on.
It's got a lot in common with Street Pass for sure. The meta layoffs are hitting game developers. Both Ready at Dawn and Downpour Interactive, which were both acquired pretty recently.
Yeah.
Ready at Dawn has supposedly lost about a third of
Oh,
its team.
my God.
About 40 people, including the head of the studio. It's not clear how many were laid off at Downpour, but it sounds equally brutal.
Bummer, dude.
Downpour's founder and CEO left 2 months ago, noting the differences between a small startup and a large corporation. So they might not just even be a good fit for that team.
Yeah.
But Ready at Dawn,
So a bummer.
you
Yeah.
know, with the Sony history, definitely hurts.
Yeah, they made a lot of great games. And it hurts, man. They're a local studio for me, too,
Yeah.
where I'm from. So it's like, I want to root for them, but it's like, damn, dude. Just feels bad. Hope they can come back.
Yeah. I mean, 40 people, if any of them got the resources, I mean, that's enough to start a new team,
Yeah,
essentially.
it sure is, yeah.
Yeah. This is a funny one. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged was seemingly leaked by a logo printed on an actual Hot Wheels car
Awesome.
exclusive to GameStop.
Awesome.
Perfect.
This could be made up. I don't know. Right now, it's like a couple of photos on Instagram, but it seems kind of legit.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably something they would do.
Yeah, and it's like one of Milestone's like biggest selling games ever. That sold over 2 million
Yeah, the
copies.
game's cool,
so,
dude.
Yeah,
What we played.
Yeah.
yeah. Main thing people have is just like the stuff afterwards, so, like
Oh,
getting
sure.
new cars and stuff.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
like
yeah.
a lot of loot
Nonsense,
boxes and
yeah.
nonsense like that.
Yeah.
That's how it usually
Fix
goes
that.
with online games
Yeah.
a lot of times.
Media Molecule founder Mark Healy
Yeah.
has left the company after 17 years following last week's announcement that they will be ending Dreams development later in the year. This quote from him is really funny, though. "A strong cosmic breeze is pulling me, and my pirate heart is awakened. I'm not getting any younger, so I'm going to indulge myself in the winds of my various curiosities for a while and see where they take me. So here's to new beginnings, following one's heart, and exploring the unknown. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. I'm off on a pirate adventure. One that involves making games, that is."
So you're going to go work on Sea of Thieves?
That's what a bunch of people
Yeah.
are saying. I think he's just saying pirate talk for no reason.
Yeah.
I want
No
to.
reason, huh?
But if he shows up at Rare, I'm not
Yeah,
going to be
easy.
surprised.
Yeah.
Top
pretty on the
10
nose.
Top 10 retirement speeches from game developers. Because
Yeah.
then last week we talked about American
American
McGee,
McGee, yeah.
like saying, "I'm out." Tried, but I'm done.
Well, he was basically like, "This industry is dead to me.
Yeah.
Don't speak to me ever again. I'm making plushies now."
Yeah, it was like if EA turns over backwards and gives him everything he wants, he's not interested now.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
It's like, wow, okay, man. Shoot.
I don't know if you got these picks. I don't know. I didn't mention
Oh.
them. But
I
there
can.
are
Hang on.
new Sonic Lego sets
Yeah.
coming August 1st. And I was looking at the boxes and I'm like, they look like they have some kind of crazy mechanical launcher involved.
Yeah, they're more like toys, like the Mario ones, like
Yeah.
Mario sets are too.
Because they have like a loop, but it's like it's got a certain width to it to fit the Sonic toy, and it looks like you've got like a plunger thing
Yeah, you just smash down.
that
yeah.
you smash and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
launch Sonic through the loop or whatever.
Yeah.
Gotta go fast.
So
Yeah.
those would be fun.
It's cool. I think it's really cool for young children, especially who want to like play with the Lego actually like that. I think that's why the Mario ones are kind of like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I prefer the more traditional. You just build a cool set. It looks awesome, but that's cool because they have a Sonic one like that already, though. I think they have a traditional like just build one, like it's the loop and stuff like the Green Hill Zone. But yeah, it's cool. Sonic sells.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, they've got so much stuff going on. It's just crazy to keep up with how much Lego.
Yeah,
They've got
Lego.
going.
Always going.
So cool.
And one more big acquisition to close us out. Sega is buying Angry Birds creator Rovio for
Yeah.
$775 million.
Okay.
Sega seeks to utilize Rovio's live service expertise to bring Sega's current and new titles to the global mobile gaming market, plus expand transmedia opportunities.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
They already have that Persona mobile game coming out. I think it's like a Chinese
Yeah, they've
studio.
had a fair amount of mobile stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if this had anything to do with their super game.
The super game.
Maybe. Who knows?
Buying up.
Weird pick, I guess. I guess it makes sense they want mobile.
Yeah.
I love Angry Birds, dude. The games, I loved those, man.
It's a Sega thing now.
Yeah, it's the same thing, dude. Can put Kazuma in that thing now, dude. Launch them. Woo! Sonic.
Yeah, that's what I say. Like they need new
Angry
new-
Birds in Yakuza.
Yeah.
I mean, that could happen.
Going to the arcade. There you
Yeah,
go.
boy.
One time, like next Sonic game, they need new like cute things. They got the Angry Birds
Angry
will just join
Birds,
in there.
yeah, I guess so.
Sonic has to save them all.
Sure,
from
there's already
Eggman,
A bunch of
Robotnik.
dumb animals in Sonic games already, so
Yeah.
why not?
Well, theme them now. They can sell more. They can put them in the Lego
that's
thing.
true,
Angry
yeah.
Birds, Sonic Legos. There you go. Hit the launcher. Now they go
That
fly.
would be sort of funny too. Is like Sonic. It would be funny if like Sonic is trying to fight Eggman, but like at every turn the Angry Birds just beat him.
Launch them. Oh, they. Yeah, flying by. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun, actually, Bloodworth. Okay. Okay. If they made the bosses in Frontiers just that, it'd probably be better.
Oh yeah, like the Angry Birds are there to like show you how the thing
it
works.
just turns into like a mobile game. That's the boss. It'd be better. I'd be more into that, Bloodworth.
Sonic gets into the slingshot.
Pull it back.
All right, it's time for love and respect.
Love and respect.
From Jason Wojnar. I recently started an extended break from one of my jobs to dedicate a chunk of time to helping my mom get rid of and sell tons of stuff that was mostly my late father's. This includes close to 100 books, almost 500 vinyl records, CDs, and Blu-ray can thankfully fit into small cases and don't need to be sold off. After living abroad and away from this stuff for so long, I have little attachment to most of these things, and I'm fine letting it go. Do you feel the same about your games, music, and books? I feel like with ebooks, hard drives on consoles, and music streaming, physical media simply doesn't mean as much to me anymore, and just feels like a burden to carry around. Do you find it hard to part with your collectibles when downsizing?
Some things I'm okay with letting go with, but like some things I want to keep forever. Like I want to keep my NES cartridge of Zelda. Like I want to keep that
Yeah.
thing forever. There's like a few things, but yes, I am much better at letting things go. Like old CDs and stuff like that. It's like it's okay. We'll just move on. They'll be all right. I'll be all right.
Yeah, I definitely need to be getting less stuff and getting rid of more stuff. Probably like need to be switching in that mode. But yeah, I think in general, for a lot of things since like 2000s when high speed internet became more prominent, it was like there's a lot of means to get a lot of things. I'm like, is this really fun? Like movies? I know there are a lot of enthusiasts who want to keep championing like physical media because of like different edits, different versions. That's obviously true. Like for me specifically,
Well, I saw somebody. This could be completely. This is off the top of my head, but I saw somebody quoting a stat that like there are very few movies available on streaming services like from before the 90s. Like a lot of that stuff that you would just be able to walk into a Blockbuster and rent on a weekend is like it's just not out there.
I know, and Netflix ending their DVD service, it's
Yeah.
even harder to get that. But obviously for different like versions of stuff. I was to say like all the Studio Ghibli animated stuff. There are multiple soundtrack versions, and the newest stuff doesn't have like everything on there. So, but besides case specific stuff like that, where I feel personal attachment to, generally I'm just like I really don't. I have a huge DVD rack of DVDs. I'm like I don't ever watch any of this stuff. Like it's just sitting there, and I'm like,
Right.
okay. Like I have like 2 different versions of like Cowboy Bebop collections, and I'm like, I have both. Like I have it on Amazon, and something else I bought it on. And I'm like, I own 2 digital versions of it. I'm like, like physical media is always cool for like extras, but even like Amazon's starting to throw like when you buy something, they throw in like extra features. Like you can go and get access to some of that stuff
That's
as
cool.
well. But as I
But
say,
I feel like that's not been the norm as much.
no,
Yeah.
it's not really. But also, I mean, if you really like for the argument about preservation, like someone just needs to provide access to it no matter how. Like again, since high speed internet has been around, there are ways to kind of get almost everything, and it's like it's not like I don't have this anymore. I just care about being able to view it in some capacity. It's not going to just suddenly vanish.
Right.
Like rare stuff. Like that's, I think, is more important. So when it comes to physical stuff, like collector's editions that are awesome, that have things in it that like you couldn't get anywhere else, are probably the things that'd be hardest to part with. And then stuff like just like it's the physical aspect of it that's important. As you said, like an NES cartridge. Yes, it's super ass easy to go play any like NES Legend of Zelda. Like you literally play it on your Switch right now legally. Like it's fine. But to have that experience of holding like the cartridge or flipping through the manual of it, it's like you can go online, do a digital version of it too, and see pictures of it. But like you can't replicate holding that cartridge and feeling it, or like putting it into an NES. It's like there is some tactile part of it lost. So like a little bit of the humanity behind it is kind of eroded over time as everything moves to like all digital.
The problem I find is that I don't have things that can use the things that I have, you know? Like there was a while where I had nothing with a disk drive. Like I didn't own anything with a disk drive. And then here's an anecdote that I know everyone can relate to. I was at Cinephile trying to find an Andrei Zulawski Blu-ray of On the Silver Globe or Possession, and they had them, except they were like region-free burn disc that wouldn't work on a Series X.
Oh, weird.
Oh, yeah. So death to all mediums, I say.
Yeah,
I have a bib because I'm eating Mogu Mogu. If you understand, if you saw me and you're wondering why I have a paper shirt on, that's why.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm definitely kind of two minds on it because, like, on the one hand, like, if I had physical of all the games I have now, like, I don't know what I would do with it.
I have no space.
There's no way. There's no way I would be able to handle all of it. But at the same time, like, I do realize that there's probably going to be a point where, like, you know, like sort of with like these shops and stuff, the digital shops, where some of that stuff is not going to be available, and it would be nice to at least have a disc. But it's weird now because even a lot of that doesn't necessarily make sense with day one patches. It's like your disc is this weird snapshot of pre-release.
Yeah.
When like what we were just talking about with Dying Light 2. It's like if you have the Dying Light 2 disc in 20 years, well, cool, but that game's gonna change a lot.
Yeah,
That's very, very, very true.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit easier argument with movies and music and stuff, but music is the one that I hold on to the most. Movies is one of those things where like I almost never understood owning a movie because of rental stores. It's like, well, if I want to watch that movie, I'll just go rent it. But now that's all going away.
Well, I watched some movies a lot, Bloodworth, when I was younger.
It's always like when they go
Same.
like on sale and stuff, like
Oh,
DVD
sure.
or Blu-ray on Amazon,
The big
like
giant Walmart bins, yeah.
It's stuff like that. It's like, all right, it's so cheap that's almost the cost of rental. If like I watch it twice, I got if I was gonna rent it twice ever, I just got my money's worth by just buying it right now. And then there'd be like, even with that, like fewer instances of cool things, like the DVD collector's edition of the director's extended cuts of the Lord of the Rings that looked like freaking old books.
Yeah.
You know, the Blu-ray one, they came with like a replica of like the One Ring in there, which was like pretty sick, like stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, as time goes on, it's like I've even found myself just watching those standard editions more like of the Lord of the Rings because they're on streaming service. I'm like, you know what? I've seen the extended version. I know the scenes that are missing. It's cool. Like I just want to watch it.
Okay, dude.
It's all right. Oh, I mean, I've seen the
Okay.
extended edition so
I
many
know,
times.
but I don't even know why you'd bother.
I mean,
Just pony up
'cause-
and get the Blu-rays.
because it's just
You gotta keep it
because
those.
there's one click of a thing, like it's right there. I can watch it, or I gotta go set up something. I gotta unplug my PlayStation 5 from the capture thing because it has HDCP, and now I gotta like
Don't let
that's
me-
too much steps. I'm just clicking play, and I'm now like I know
This is Lord of the Rings, man. This is the thing you make the effort for.
No, it's cool. I've seen it. I've already seen them though.
This ain't some Will Ferrell movie you're just casually putting on. This is Lord of the fucking Rings, Damiani. Extended cuts. The best cuts.
The theatrical
effort.
versions are pretty good too.
Of course they're good. They're not as good.
They're pretty good.
It's like one of the few, like the 2% of movies where the extended cut is actually better. And not
Well,
better.
There's some good stuff in the Terminator 2 stuff, the deleted scenes.
Terminator 2 stuff. Those deleted scenes are bad, dude. What?
The one about the one
Those
about
make the movie so much worse.
the one about the chip when he used the Sarah Connor, Linda Hamilton's sister to do that shot about removing the chip. They actually explain a little bit more about how it actually works. It's not like a one-word dismissive, oh, it's this. It's like it's science fiction. You don't need to understand it. We said something, it's too smart for you. And it's like, no, we actually explained this in tiny bit. Or him, the T-1000, liquid metal, it's supposed to be like in contact, not just shape-shifting, but processing data. He goes around John's room, like coming in contact with stuff to try and like get his like DNA, like try and like see picture, like he's like scanning. They do this whole thing where Robert Patrick's doing this thing, and it's like the commentary is like he's scanning this room, and this is how it's supposed to be. And it's like, oh shit, that's pretty cool. And like, yeah, I get why they cut it because it's an action-oriented movie. They don't really need to show it, but like it was still intriguing to see. So I wouldn't necessarily say it was like.
What's funny is like
bad.
the thing about him not being able to keep his shape after being electrocuted or whatever. Like you see a little of that in the movie, even though they cut out the scene explaining it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty crazy.
Anyways, let's play a game. From Stomps. Let's keep the hype train rolling for Final Fantasy 16 and Zelda by creating some off-the-wall crossover fan art a la Isabelle and Doom Guy.
Oh.
Okay.
To do this, I've created a series of Mad Libs for the panel who will help me concoct the bait, inspiration, the bait to lure EZA's talented artist community into drawing these and tweeting them at Easy Allies.
Please do.
All right.
So, first off, a number between 1 and 15.
14.
You want 14?
Okay.
Yeah, okay, I'll go with that.
2 Zelda bosses.
You pick one, I'll pick one.
Zelda bosses.
You want me to pick one first? What do you think?
Sure, yeah.
Goma.
Goma. Volvagia?
Volvagia. A Final Fantasy song.
Ooh, I'll let you pick this one, dude. Please do.
All right, pick the game, and I'll pick the song.
Oh, the game?
So what game do you want it from, and I'll pick the song.
I don't know how versed you are in this, but Final Fantasy 9.
Oh shit! You pick the song.
All right, dude.
You pick the song.
Let's do.
Melodies of Life.
Let's do Final Fantasy 4.
Oh, you want to do 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Just so you know, I won't pick this now, but I was going to pick Genova.
Oh, shit.
Okay, do you want Genova?
Yeah, I want Genova.
All right, no other Genova then.
Yeah, Genova's too good.
A Zelda instrument.
Ooh.
tough.
Accordion.
Oh, no. Let's do the actual name of the Wind Waker.
You want the Wind Waker?
Talk
Talked?
to Wind.
Talked of Wind.
The little baton.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
funny. Yeah.
And then 2 Final Fantasy villains.
Okay, you pick one, I'll pick one.
Villains, dude? Gotta have Sephiroth, sorry.
Okay, you pick your
Gotta
Sephiroth.
have, gotta.
Who's the lady with all the belts from 8?
8, so I don't know 8.
Ultimacia? Is that? I forgot what her name
Ultimacia?
is.
That's the final
That's
boss.
the final boss. I
If
forgot.
you're thinking of Final Fantasy 10, but I think you
Yeah,
know that
Lulu
one.
has all the belts.
But
Well, that was the player character, but the
yeah, I'd forget.
You just want Golbez?
Is this a villain, Isla, or just
Yeah.
a character?
Adia Kramer is who I was thinking.
Oh,
of.
okay.
I don't know 8 or 9 very well.
Yeah, whatever.
Dude, what about Seymour?
Seymour?
No.
He's not like the final
All right.
villain, though.
No, does it have to be a final villain or just
Or
a Final
just a
Fantasy
villain?
villain?
Just a villain.
Oh, okay.
Dude, what
Does
about,
anyone want to draw Seymour?
what about Ultros?
Ultros? Okay.
Ultros?
Yeah. Ultros is great.
Okay. So, we have Golma, Vivagia, Sephiroth, and Ultros, and an all-talked cover band playing Genova in the style of Final Fantasy XIV.
Excellent. Get to work on that, please.
I should have picked. If I'd known this.
Next, we have a Zelda puzzle.
Okay.
What's the puzzle?
That's what I'm asking.
Oh, we pick. The
We
next
pick a
you have like a
Zelda
Zelda puzzle. Like, all right, Blood, what's the puzzle? Let's solve it. Pushing blocks?
Is pushing blocks. I was thinking of being a troll, dude, and doing just the motion stuff from Breath of the Wild.
Oh, the eyes?
Just the flipping.
Oh, no. That's horrible.
All right,
Yeah,
let's push
flipping
blocks.
the thing.
Let's push blocks.
What about like the reflecting light shit?
Oh, yeah, and Spirit Temple and stuff? Yeah, let's do
reflecting
that.
light with the
Okay,
shield.
a mirror puzzle?
shield. Mirror shield.
Mirror shield puzzle.
Okay. A Final Fantasy non-human party member.
Oh, shit. Non-human. That's a good one.
At 13, there's Mog. What's his name? Kaminari? From 10?
Kamari?
Kamari, that's it.
Yeah,
Kamari.
Kamari Ronso.
Yeah.
Um,
Party member, huh? Non-human.
What about? I'm
What?
trying to think. Those are like
Freya from Final Fantasy 9?
I think I say
She's like that lizard thing.
Yeah.
Are they?
It's
Oh,
like a
that's
dragon.
Fran from 12. Bunny.
Yeah, I think that's her name in
It's
9.
Vieira.
A Zelda grunt.
A grunt? Isn't that just like a bokoblin?
Let's do a Gorilla.
Okay.
Boomerang.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
it's from Zelda 1.
Yeah.
Korea. Wait, how do you spell that again?
Goriya.
YA. Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about.
Gloria.
Okay, got it. A Final Fantasy location that is not a town.
Oh shit. Not a town. Crystal Tower. Oh, Gold Saucer. Was
Does
that
that count as a town?
It's a casino.
It's a casino. I don't know.
You make the call, Blood.
That's
Is
your
that
call,
count?
Blood.
Okay.
Okay.
Gold Saucer.
Zelda item.
Oh,
Hookshot?
Hookshot.
Okay.
Oh, Blitzball Arena is really good too.
Damn.
Freya struggling to solve a mirror shield puzzle in Gold Saucer with a hook shot going Goria.
Going Goria?
Yeah.
What?
Screaming
Okay.
Goria for some reason. Final Fantasy protagonist.
Onion Knight.
From 3?
A Zelda game.
Faces of Evil.
No. Oh, God. Okay.
You asked for it.
Okay.
Okay.
I wanted to play him.
A Final Fantasy status ailment.
Ooh. F Poison.
Poison?
Someone who's playing Final Fantasy 1 right now. Poison is
yeah,
the
Poison's
bane of
brutal.
existence.
Poison. Some obscure NPC kid in a Zelda game you don't remember the name of.
One of the bomber kids?
Dumpster Kid.
Cafe?
Which one was that?
Cafe?
Yeah.
Which one was that?
That's not obscure.
I mean, to most people, it's
Bomber
obscure.
kids are.
You remember the
I mean-
name. That's against the rules.
So I have to. Okay, so it needs to be an NPC that we don't know their name whatsoever.
I don't know. I don't know how you qualify that. Sorry.
One of the snot-nosed kid in Wind Waker?
So
There's
there's
not kid is good.
there's also like the head of the.
Let's do Snot
There's
Kid.
Mayor. The mayor might be in Majora's Mask. Mayor Dotor. There's Viskin, the head of the guards. Probably no one knows. Like no one almost knows that name.
I didn't know that name.
Yeah, it's not who has
Except
a
you
name.
know.
It's So it has to be a character I don't know their name.
It's fine. I think Snot Kid is fine.
Fine. The old man in the cave in Zelda 1. Who knows his name?
NPC
Bob.
kid.
Had to be a kid.
Okay, maybe he's a kid. Maybe it's an old kid in the cave. I don't know.
Just do snot-nosed kid.
Snot Kid. Final Fantasy spell.
Dude.
Does the summon count? Like Knights of the Round?
Giga Flare.
Giga Flare.
Okay.
Or Terra Flare, whichever you want.
Yeah.
Zelda Dungeon.
Snow Peak Ruins.
All right, Brad's got it.
Okay. Snot Kid with Onion Knight's hair casting Giga Flare on Link from Faces of Evil with the poison in the Snow Peak ruins.
With the poison.
Poison.
All right, last one of these. A Final Fantasy quote.
I mean,
Just the Final Fantasy X laughing?
that's that quote.
It's a quote.
I'll use something more and connect to something from 14 because
Sure.
people will be like, "What?"
Go ahead.
So what we got from? I want like. Sorry, the reason I'm having struggling to think of the like quotes is because I've watched all those stupid ass Balenciaga Final Fantasy videos, and they're all like replace the words with
A test of your reflexes.
like Balenciaga, like
Yeah.
like instead of like did you know ourselves we might not be able to defeat Sephiroth, but we'll be
Yeah.
looking good in our Balenciaga.
Chad suggests I have to kill Chaos or some variation thereof.
Chaos.
I was thinking.
Oh, Jack Garland.
You spoony bard.
You spoony bard.
There's you spinning bard. I mean, there's so much from like. There's a lot from 7. There's a lot from 10. What about like? Is there anything from like 15? Like I'm forgetting like some stupid quotes.
15? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Spinning bard is probably the most famous one.
Sure.
So let's maybe go with that one.
I'll be here. I'll be waiting for you. If you come here, you'll find me. I promise.
Should have just been.
Dilly dally shilly shally.
That's an Avon Children's,
Damn it.
isn't it? It should have just been the squall ...
Or Kupo.
Yeah, Kupo.
Oh, Koopa's good.
Kupo.
What do you want? Sticking with it?
Kupo's funny.
sticking.
Yeah, but
I want you to go faster.
Yes, sure. Version of Princess Zelda.
What do you mean version? This from which game?
Yeah,
I guess so,
there-
yeah.
Oh, Sheik.
Sheik's
Sheik?
good.
Okay.
I like it. A Final Fantasy town.
Trino.
A Zelda dance. Dance?
From Majora's Mask?
The Camaro mask?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But like Zelda, do you mean like the Link to the Past commercial? They like mean that?
Just a dance in a Zelda game, I guess.
Yeah.
Do they like
So
the
what
Past
is that called? Chimera?
Chimera, yeah. Because that's actually in the game.
Yeah. Majora's Mask dance. And then a Final Fantasy X-2 protagonist.
Pain. Is that her name?
They have Riku or Pain.
Pain.
So
Pain?
Yeah.
All right.
it's a Y, right?
Yeah.
Sheik in a Pain cosplay
Yeah.
performing the Chimera dance
Yes.
before the people of Trano saying, "You spoony bard."
Yes, very good.
Alright, that one's good.
Artists,
Now that's some
get
fan
on
art.
this. Yes.
All right.
Spelled that right.
From Cody Spencer. This one would probably go a little quicker. Hey allies, with the Mario movie becoming the most successful video game movie and undoubtedly getting multiple sequels and spin-offs, I thought we would cast some iconic characters that are yet to appear. Below is a list of characters with 3 options. Who will voice them? You'll select one from the list by majority vote.
Okay.
Wario.
Oh shit.
Do we go with Clancy Brown, Pedro Pascal, or Danny DeVito?
Danny DeVito.
Danny
we're done.
DeVito.
Danny DeVito, yeah.
Although
real quick.
Jack Black did say Pedro for
Yeah.
Wario
Yeah.
himself.
By the way, it's Camaro mask, not Camaro.
Camaro.
Sorry.
And it's Pascal, not Pascal,
Oh,
I think.
And
Camaro.
it's
Pascal.
Pascal,
Pascal.
not Pascal.
Yeah, because A pronounced like that in Spanish. Pascal. There's only one A.
Anyways,
Base H-A.
now you're confused as to what I even said. Waluigi, Jim Carrey, Walton Goggins, or Alfred Molina.
Oh my god.
Goggins, dude.
Yeah,
Goggins!
probably.
Sure, yeah.
Alfred Molina
For
doesn't seem
Huber.
like they would.
For Huber.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
love Walton Goggins, dude.
Should Daisy be played by Dakota Fanning, Kaylee Cuoco, or Imani Vellani?
I don't know who those last 2 people are, so don't ask me.
Yeah, I don't know them off the top of my head. Yeah.
Hang on, I'm Googling them.
Yeah.
Cuoco is the one from that shitty show.
Yes.
Okay. That shitty show.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what it's
There's a
called.
lot of choices there.
Big Bang Theory?
BBT, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Imani Vellani, let's see. Is Kamala Khan.
Oh,
Okay.
for Daisy though.
Yeah, none of those are good for Daisy.
Right?
Yeah.
I do love Dakota Fanning, though.
Sure, just do Dakota
The
Fanning. then.
closest.
Sure.
Maybe.
Dakota Fanning, but from Suspiria. Her character at the end of Suspiria is Daisy.
Okay. Bowser Jr. Should they be played by Sarah Silverman, Bella Ramsey, or Jenny Slate? You know Jenny Slate when you see her.
Yeah. She's the sister of John Ralphio from
Yeah.
Parks and Rec. Money, please.
Who was the second one?
Bella Ramsey.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, yeah, I'd pick her.
Yeah.
For Bowser?
Yeah, for
Bowser
Bowser
Jr.,
Jr. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Bowser Jr. The British accent.
I'm fucking Bowser
I'm
Jr.
fucking Bowser Jr. Where's my mommy?
Rosalina. Kate Hudson,
Oh God.
Whoa.
Evangeline Lilly,
No.
or Margot Robbie?
Margot Robbie.
Kate Blanchett, dude.
She not wasn't a choice.
All right, then Kate Hudson.
I'm thinking Kate Hudson too.
All right.
Sure,
I'll go with that.
sure.
All right. Last one. Toadette. Melissa Rauch from Big Bang Theory. Megan Mullally from Will and Grace, or Kristen Shaw. Kristen Shaw's got this.
I'd
I
say
don't
Megan
know.
Mullally.
That's Toadette.
I don't know any of those. These people
She's played out.
Who?
who?
Kristen Shaw is, yes, she's very popular, but she's perfect for Toadette.
Yeah, you're right.
Like,
Okay.
that voice is perfect.
Okay, yeah, sure, I can see
Bob's
that.
Burgers and
yeah,
all that.
just-
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that.
And What We Do in the Shadows, she was in there too.
Cool. Why wasn't William Dafoe a choice on any of these?
I don't know.
Why wasn't
Saving.
Willem Dafoe a choice for all of them?
Hey, dude, can you imagine
Waluigi
this
would be-
Wario or
Waluigi would be
Waluigi?
great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mario. You're just like,
They need to. They'll
What?
they'll save it for a big review. They gotta save it.
He'll be himself in live action. They'll be like, Willem Dafoe, help
He's
us.
going to be Funky Kong.
whoa. That'd be wild.
That would be great. It's time for bets.
Ah,
Big Warframe expansion.
expansion.
I don't think it's that expensive. Big Warframe expansive.
Warframe, hell of a deal.
Coming out next week. The Duviri Paradox. I've been hyping it up for a long time. We're going to check in on it right before the podcast starts next week. How many people will be watching Warframe on Twitch? Brad,
25K.
25K. Damiani,
10,000.
Okay.
10,000. Isla,
16K, Daniel.
16K. Dawn,
He says 12K.
12K. And I got Damiani 9999.
Whatever. I hope break damage is the win here. I hope it's like 10,001.
Yeah.
Last week's bet, Disney Speedstorm, went in early access this week. The $30 standard Founders Pack comes with 4,000 tokens. And last week I asked the panel how many tokens it would cost to buy the most expensive item at launch. Brad said 20,000 tokens. Damiani said 3,000. Isla said 6,000. Don said 10,000. And I said 25. So first of all, there's a lot of currencies in this game. There's multiplayer coins, there's season coins, there's season box credits, there's golden pass tokens, blah da 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 da, all kinds of stuff. I also I wanted to make sure because the golden pass isn't unlocked, so I played a bit to like unlock the golden pass and see what because you can actually once I got there, you can buy a tier on the golden pass. Each tier you could buy for 500
It sounded like their
tokens.
theme parks right now with all these different pricing plans and options. And
This whole
stuff.
thing,
Yeah.
like it's funny because like just playing through like campaign and the gameplay, it's like, oh yeah, this is all right. This is pretty good.
Yeah,
it's
that's
fun
fun.
music and like you have like unique weapons per character, but then you just get lost. You get completely lost in all of the like the upgrades, and it's like,
Hey.
oh, I need race flags to upgrade my character to the next level, but then once I get past level 4, then I need race flags plus a unique item that's only for only the Pirates of the Caribbean. You need race flags and you need messages in bottles. But then you also need character shards to unlock the other character, so you need to collect 10 shards for that character, which I think you only get out of a loot box.
Blood, stop.
It's okay, Blood.
Stop.
I can't wait till they start making you have to do reservations for days to play. in
There are
advance.
there are daily things, there are daily challenges and stuff. So like drifting so far. But here's the thing: one of the daily challenges that you only had like 21 hours left to do. One of those challenges, you had to be level 10 to do the challenge, so you had to go back and grind with that character to you could do the challenge to get that daily. There's a lot of stuff going on in this game. Anyways. The most expensive item, and these change. Like these had like 2-day timers or whatever on them as well. But the most expensive item though, last night, right up top, was a red and black racing suit for Mickey that cost 2,000 tokens.
Blood wins.
And I had the low, so I won that one.
25.
Yep. Bringing the scores to Garrulous Ducks 10. Quack 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 quack
Quack,
quack
quack,
quack.
quack, 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 quack.
Sleepy Grizzlies 5.
Cocaine.
Jeez.
Let me tell you about patreon.com/easyallies. That's how we pay for everything around here. That's how we get food. That's how we get water. That's how we pay the bills, get the toilet paper, paper towels, internets, all the good stuff that keeps Easy Allies running, keeps our bodies running, all that. That comes mostly because of people just like yourself who see the value in what we do, who see the value in independent media outlets, and want to keep this thing going. So there are a few different ways that you can give to support us, either through Twitch subs or through direct donations. But you can also go to patreon.com and become a monthly patron and get all kinds of rewards there. And that is the best way to support us. At $5, you get this podcast 2 days early. You get it ad-free, and you get 2 bonus Love and Respect questions. You also get to submit to Love and Respect, so you can send in games and questions and all that stuff there. And you get access to our Discord, where you can chat with other people in the community and share pictures. They're voting on the top 10 healing items right now, so get in on that. We're going to read that in a couple of weeks. And then, we trade links for like new music, cover albums, and whatever's going on. At $10, you can join our contributor tier and submit to stuff like the community showcase and the new Q&A and the stream team. And at $25 and above, you can become a producer of this podcast and get your name in the credits once a month. And then at the very top, our platinum producers get a shout out on this podcast, frame trap, and reaction shots every week. And this month's shout-outs go to Javawabs, El Thanis, Greg, The Dark Knight Kettering, Raymond Wheeler III, ZOVGM, Ghost Samurai, and Garrett Holfish. Shout out. All right, I won that bet, so I get to promote any Easy Eyes video I'd like to promote. I get the final word on anything I've disagreed with, want to reiterate, or just popped in my head. I get to sign off with my trademark sign-off. Video is pretty easy, that Dead Island 2 review. Check that out. Had a good time with that game. Had a good time putting that review together. Thanks, Don, for sticking around and getting through that with me. It was a little bit of a crunch to get it through, but still, fun game, for sure. Final word, I don't know. Final word. Oh, that little kitty big city. I know, it's coming for Stray. It's coming right at Stray, I think. We'll see. See if it gets the attention. And we'll see you before the next blood moon rises.
This is Lord of the fucking Rings, Damiani. Extended cuts. The best cuts.